We got Guess the Singer or Willie Nelson talking about 9/11.
Willie Nelson's a douche.
Does he say anything surprising? Does he say anything you wouldn't have expected him to say?
Yeah, actually, it is a little odd, even though I know he smokes a lot of pot.
He's one of those dudes, Louis.
Oh, no.
We're learning that he's one of those dudes.
That it was planted, detonation, and
fucking Willie Nelson. We've had him on the show.
One of those.
What's your take on 9/11? Do you question the official story?
I certainly.
Is this man cow audio?
No, it's not man cow.
Who's the guy?
Well, there's a lot of man cow sounding.
Not funny.
Not funny. What's your take on 9/11? Do you question the official story?
I certainly do, and I saw those towers fall, and I've seen an implosion in Las Vegas. There was too much similarities between the two.
Right, buildings
and
fell.
I saw the building fall. It didn't get hit by nothing. So, how naive are we? Or, what do they think we'll go for?
What, it did get hit by nothing?
Are you saying you started having...
It also takes like 6 months to prepare that building to fall like that. It's not like they just go in that day, hook up some dynamite,
exactly.
and then
It's
it falls
amazing.
perfectly.
It's the most witnessed crime in the history of existence.
Of existence.
And people are still like...
They're still...
I don't know, though. I mean...
No, man.
Could have been something...
Look, you see sparks coming out the window as it's... Yeah, because it's a building falling. It's made of metal and concrete. You're going to see sparks, dummy.
I was talking to Anthony yesterday because this came up and we're finally bringing it on the show. Right now, I got some douche above me just tapping in nails, and I want to go up there and strangle them. And I go, I can't even concentrate with a lousy hammer, and they're small nails, you can tell, but they're nailing everything up there. And they were supposed to sneak around a fucking building and
jackhammers drilling holes in supporting concrete and steel.
No.
They're not going to notice the dust everywhere, even if they, quote, did it in the middle of the night when no one was there. They're going to sweep up everything.
Cables that would come out in a snake that would have to be a foot in diameter.
It's just funny because I remember watching it and thinking, engineering-wise, what was happening made sense to me, which is that the top half started wobbling and that's not supposed to happen to a building, and that once the top half started to fall on itself... It's like they dropped the upper part of the World Trade Center on the rest of the World Trade Center, and it crumbled down.
Gravity dictates it will go in a straight line.
Yeah, it's
down.
straight down. It's not going to go over for any reason. There's no force pushing it on the side.
No.
It's pushing down.
A lot of people really thought it was going to just tumble over that way. It's impossible.
It would be great if Al-Qaeda, somebody, like if Bin Laden just came on TV to say, no, we totally did do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they must be pissed.
They're like,
motherfucker, we did that.
It was so much work. And
you know what we went through?
Maybe if Cloverfield, tilted, pushed the tower over.
Yeah, if Cloverfield monster pushes a building, it'll fall over.
But that's what they wanted, too. The terrorists wanted it to fall over onto other buildings, and they were probably bummed out that it didn't.
Yeah, a little bit, sure.
Willie Nelson is a fucking dummy.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Here's Willie Nelson.
Didn't get hit by nothing, so, how naive are we? Or, what do they think we'll go for?
So are you saying you started having questions or that little voice in your head? Did you have a bad feeling the day it happened? Is that what you're saying?
The day it happened, I saw one fall, and it was just so symmetrical. And I said, wait a minute, I just saw that last week at the, a casino over in Las Vegas. And you see these implosions all the time, and then the next one fell, and I said, hell, there's another one. And they're trying to tell me that an airplane did it. And that's, I can't go along with that.
And then you find out that mainstream news reported, but it never got any attention, that the supposed hijackers were given national security clearance and were trained at U.S. bases, and the dean of the Defense Language School, Colonel Butler, goes public and says, we train these people, the government's involved, and they start court-martialing him until he agreed to shut up.
Shut up. Who is this asshole?
You know what's funny about who is this asshole?
No, sounds just like Mancow.
Everyone online on his feedback is telling us who this asshole is. Mancow, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Is it Neil Bortz?
No, but they're mentioning that Humphrey dude, Rusty Humphreys, Mancow. Like, it's the same voice. Alex Jones.
I guess what hacks these guys are. They all
that's
sound
what
like
I'm saying. They all sound
yeah.
like the same, and everyone thinks they know who this guy is.
Yeah.
I talk like this when I'm home.
He sounds like he's about to say, Willie, that's not funny.
Stupid Willie.
Oh, Willie. Well, when was that audio from, though? In fairness to him, was that like right after 9/11?
When was it?
Yesterday.
No.
Because
if you came out right after 9/11 and said shit like this, you'd be fucking exiled.
Yeah.
You know what happened to the Chixie Dicks, remember? They fucking said something.
Chixie Dicks?
I said that on purpose. Thank you for noticing. They fucking, criticized Bush a little too close to 9/11. They were crucified. No, this is all new shit. Stupid Willie. Go smoke fucking joint and not pay your taxes.
I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Asshole. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Well, it's a good thing it doesn't matter whether you buy it or not.
Holy shit, Willie Nelson's on to us. It's time. All right. Yeah. We're going to make a major announcement this evening on the news.
Here's the thing that the other guy's saying. I have no idea if any of that's true, but maybe the government did 9/11. It's possible, but at least admit that they did it by throwing planes at the buildings.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need
the planes are a nice touch.
At least
what are they stupid?
Why would they do that and then not,
Yeah.
Why don't you just, it's so easy to just say the hijackers were working for the government. That's all, that's fine. I'll go, I don't know, maybe that did happen.
Not a controlled explosion.
But we all watch the planes hit the buildings and the buildings come down. Why do you have to say, no, they actually, some people go like, there was no planes.
Yeah, what?
There's people that say that. There were no planes.
Is there really an eyewitness?
There never was a World Trade Center.
Did anyone see the planes? Yeah. Yes. Millions of people saw it.
Yeah.
Well, they say the one that hit the Pentagon, that they actually blew the Pentagon up themselves because there's no footage of the plane.
Yes, there is.
Actually,
there is.
I know there is.
Security cam.
They say that it isn't. So relax. All right, Tony, relax.
I told you there was, Bob. Bob's always arguing that point.
And there's light poles that are sheared off, and there's a big fenced-in generator that one of the tail hit. They know exactly where it came in. Well, exactly how it hit.
The reason why they're like, because they didn't find pieces of it like on Lost, that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're a gatekeeper. You remember that jerk off?
Oh, yeah.
Little boy didn't like his point of view not being. And
then it got all violent.
Stop the angry
yelling.
young man thing, sweetie.
That's what it is. It's usually some douchebags.
This is how people argue. That's why I don't like argue on the internet with people anymore. Because whatever you tell people, it's like, well, it was on national TV and we all watched. It might have not. I can believe what I want to believe. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Believe it.
Well, doesn't it bother
your parents
you that...
raised a douche?
No, it doesn't, because I've read the explanation for that.
And they didn't find any aircraft parts at the Pentagon.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. Yeah, what are you going to say to that? Yes, they did. Here's the pictures of it. Here's a firefighter standing next to a turbine that matches this plane. No! I mean, that's exactly. How do you argue that?
That's exactly what they say. No.
No, years ago, this is where I really learned about people and how useless they are. Years ago, I was in Boston. I was in a bar, and there's a story on the news on the TV at the bar about the stealth bomber. Remember the stealth bomber?
Yep.
The invisible bomber. And this guy at the end of this Boston retard at the end of the bar goes, it doesn't work. I'm like, what? Stealth bomb doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Why do you say? Because the Russians got infrared. Doesn't work.
Infrared.
Like, this is like a $3 billion airplane.
Infrared.
And they worked on it forever, and they used some of Hitler's science.
Yeah.
And there's dudes whose brains are bizarrely amazing that made this thing.
The technology from a clicker can find it.
Yeah, this fucking
your remote control.
Fucking Irish cunt in Boston. All they had to do was ask him. He's sitting at the end of the bar with the real.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't?
Fucking asshole. People think they know anything.
Dude, the problem with infrared is that they can use it. Oh, Bob, what about? Don't talk to me, dude. I rehearsed this alone. No!
They should have heard me in the car after the Super Bowl.
Alone, right?
Dude, it's not, you know what, dude?
Dude, it was destiny. It was the big picture. That was ours to lose, dude.
I wish you were false, but you're absolutely right.
Of course I'm right. Fucking dude. They just, I'd love to hear you justifying that Patriots loss to yourself.
Dude, I mean, fucking Brady, the fucking guy, Giselle, dude.
Why do you have to bring in what could have been except opposed to what really is?
Perfect season.
Yeah, dude, what's a better story? That happening or me being killed while I'm talking to myself? Dude! What a fucking fool you are.
Amazingly good.
Just looks up so there's no interruptions and distractions. Just like when he's alone in the shower watching his filthy asshole with his fucking 8 jets and his stupid fucking civil rights footage fire hose toilet. Fuck you.
His bidet, his mechanical, automatic fucking
ass fucker.
R2D2 shitter.
You think it's not queer because it's water and not a dick. Think again, fruit.
I actually cut the hose and made the water bigger.
Right, and you put the little dye in there so it's black. Oh, shit. Swim walk.
No, it's a black guy's water.
Well, at least I didn't make it piss. You'd reroute yours from the toilet bowl itself. Bob. Well, what are you going to do? Some of them are winners, some of them are...
Dude, I was on the show, I said something funny, and then they didn't do it. They fucking, you know what, dude? They won't laugh if it's about them or Norton.
Let's say hi to Stuart in Canada, who just has nonsense.
Stuart.
You got nonsense for the show.
All right, Stuart.
Stuart, you're on. Go.
Let her rip. Go.
Right on, buddy. Yeah, no, I just wanted to phone and talk about the 911 thing, because I've been looking into it for a long time myself.
Boy, Stu.
I tell you, a lot of people are sure down on what they're not up on, because if you looked into all the witnesses that day...
All right, hold on. Did you just say that people are down on what they're not up on?
Yeah, he's got like a whole rap. Let him get to his point.
Yeah, go ahead with the lingo. I like it.
Let's get to the fucking point. The
911.
point is, the planes that hit those buildings weren't even commercial airliners. They were military aircraft.
Oh, totally.
There's no windows in them.
Right. Totally, you could totally tell.
I read that, yeah.
Yep, no
and
windows.
What else?
No, well, what else? The security guards that were working in the building that day, as well as the firemen that went in there, heard explosions in the basement. Even before the second plane hit.
Right.
Well, can I ask one question? Hold on, but I have a question for Stuart, because I know a lot of times I'm down on what I'm not up on. I was watching a special where 2 parents were talking about the conversation they had with their son, who was on the second plane.
Your son.
And he said that he was describing what was happening. They were flying low. He said to his parents, these 2 old people, I'm afraid we're going to hit some kind of a building or something like that. And they said right before he died, as they're watching it on TV, he's going, oh my God, because he saw the building.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you explain that, or how do you explain
it's ridiculous
the messages?
It's ridiculous that you need specific.
But I'm curious as to how he would explain that.
Oh, you're right. You know what? That's one of the main things that's bothered me is the fact where did if these people weren't on the plane or they were on the plane,
right.
either they were taken off the plane before those buildings hit, or they were put on that military plane.
Yeah.
And they were told.
Yeah, they would take the passengers from some airplane and load them onto a military plane.
That's what I would do. I would just walk into a military plane.
In order to make the cell phone call, even though he can't see out of the window, because apparently he didn't have windows.
They wouldn't even know, because they'd be, a regular airplane seat on a plane, or sitting in like a net, like a C-130. That would just be like, oh, this is a different plane.
And do you know there were windows?
There were windows.
I'm just telling you,
and
there
also
were
my
windows.
friend who lived on Barrack Street, which is right there, looked out the window with his dad, his old Greek father next to him, just to give you a little detail to make it more authentic. And they saw the second plane hit. They watched it like curve and hit, and they saw an airline plane, and he saw what fucking airline it was.
It's a passenger plane.
The whole thing. Yeah.
My question is this: why do we have to live in a world with guys like this?
He's in Canada.
I don't mind.
And another thing, I mean, there's so much that they're not telling you anyways. I mean,
Stuart, why do you think they're telling you?
Yeah.
What about
Flight 93 that never even hit the fucking ground. Flight 93 was
never hit the ground. It's still hovering 2 inches above the ground.
So
if you go there,
so low on fuel.
It's actually a tourist
Where are those
site
people, Stuart?
And
where are those people, Stuart?
I'll tell you where they are. I'll tell you where they are. The government uses them in mind control experiments and fucks around with them. That's what they do.
Totally.
Right. Our government does that. Your government doesn't do anything.
Finally.
No, our government does that, but Canada, you guys just
sit around making.
Canada's just as bad. They're all run by the same fucking bigwig.
You just up there making round bacon and jacking each other off.
Hold on. I've seen the video footage of the Pentagon.
Let me ask you a question.
The hole that hit the Pentagon wasn't even big enough for a plane to hit.
I love this story,
Stuart,
too.
Can I ask Stuart, though, because he might be onto something. What about the messages that people got? Like, the messages people got, like, from people on the planes and stuff. How do you explain? Was that some kind of a voice control thing?
Well, the messages that they got,
or people who talk to their kids. Because they didn't mention, like, the odd part, you might be right about being loaded onto a military plane, but he said we were hijacked by Arabic men or whatever. He didn't, like, why wouldn't he mention the loading onto the military plane?
By the way, there was a stopover at a military base.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't he mention that to his parents? Like, why, when talking to his parents?
You're right. You know, that's all. Those are all the questions that I don't have myself.
You know what the answer is? There's no questions
you
that you don't have
question.
answers to. You have the answer. What you're saying is bullshit.
No, it's not all bullshit.
And what happened was people didn't like. I've looked into it, fucko. And what happened was people that didn't like us flew planes into buildings and they collapsed and killed people.
Your own fucking country doesn't like you. They're a fucking fascist dictatorship. And that's
Shut up! You fucking would have been talking Russian, motherfuckers, if it wasn't for us. You motherfucking Canadian cocksucker! You would have been overrun by the commies if it wasn't for the U.S. of A. right there to your south, you son of a bitch, keeping you safe, you pussy country. What were you gonna send over your goddamn Dudley Do-Right force to take care of the fucking Soviet menace? You cocksucker! Go fuck yourself, you Canuck!
What I love is that during all of that, you were looking up at his name on the computer.
I had to. I was all angry with it. I had to look at his name, and I just had to look at Canada.
I turned to look at the name.
I actually agree with Stuart as far as Flight 93 goes.
Oh, do
I
you?
really believe the plane
Still circling?
Still, yeah.
No, it got stuck in the suck zone.
The suck zone.
Yeah, no, really. Never hit the ground.
Here's the problem with Stewart. He is like a lot of them are. He
like
wants
the whiskey bottle.
He wants so much to be a part of figuring out something that he wants so badly to stand out. And dude, we've really looked at a lot of this stuff. The reason this stuff mainly got brought up on the show.
All the same guy.
Is I was interested in about the Pentagon questions. So I mentioned it, and I got the answers from a number of different people, and I actually believe the official story on it. You're a little boy who doesn't want to believe what mommy and daddy have told him. And a lot of times that's the right way to be.
It's just weird because it's, again, maybe Bush personally ordered 9/11 to happen, but why say that he did it in this weird way with switching planes?
This twisted switching of planes,
fucked up enough,
mind experiments on
he's
people.
Fucked up enough to use a military plane. Why not pay terrorists that work for his partner? Bin Laden and Bush families are partners in a bunch of ventures.
Yeah.
Got his partner to send some terrorists over with the American Airlines plane. Why not that instead of actually they landed in Virginia? Put the passengers for some reason just for continuity.
Yeah, they said they landed somewhere like in
passengers on
Cleveland
a military plane.
And they painted windows with little heads on the outside.
Yeah. Waving faces.
And a mural on the side of a military jet.
Yeah.
And they made up the whole, like, the flight, the first flight that hit when she's like, our first has been stabbed. All those calls from the flight attendants
all
that the
fake.
family know.
Yeah.
With all scripted.
That's what I'm talking
Instead
about.
of just doing the obvious.
Little children.
Yeah. Someone has been stabbed on the plane. Yeah. Cut.
Like, did they have to get an actor for that? Is she a government employee that said, we need you to pretend you're on a 9/11 flight, but don't tell anybody you did this job? What, can I lift it on IMDb?
No. And you have to do a dead-on impression of that guy's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have voice technology.
Yeah.
And you have to know everything about her just in case a question comes up. Or
can't be bothered.
What kind of sci-fi is it?
So much work.
It's the easiest answer, people, which is people didn't like us and flew planes into our buildings. That's all. That's all. There's no fucking grand conspiracy.
We've tried to give
looking for one.
9/11 conspirators plenty of airtime, and we do yell at them, but there's been plenty of times where
the last time we didn't yell at them. You guys were really... You showed a lot of patience, actually. I can't be bothered myself.
Because they're always going to lose.
And you let them talk in circles and just babble, and it's...
when they say things like you're the gatekeeper, like you realize this is what I'm dealing with. You're just a fucking teenager.
Catchphrase.
Who wants so bad, man, to disprove what the dummies believe.
You know, you could sit there and believe the official story from the man.
And read fucking about the JFK assassination too, stupid. Black Dog Man, in reality, would have been 2 feet tall.
Ooh.
Do you understand?
I want to believe in that one, though, Jimmy.
I'm really starting to believe Oswald did it. I mean, believe me, I know a lot about the
Oswald
conspiracy. I'm really starting to believe that it was Oswald.
I want to believe
it was Oswald. They actually a whole thing on HBO. Oswald. It was Oswald. They have a whole thing on HBO where the forensic guy goes back and he's like, "Look, it was one guy. All these shots from one that
was it the people that were made out of gelatin and they put them in the car? I saw that one. That was pretty cool.
It's not two gay guys from San Francisco. Let's figure this out. Do you have any gelatin?
Canada wants to defend itself. By the way, we got Travis in Canada. Travis.
Hey boys, how you doing?
Hello.
Because we do like some of you Canadians.
Just some.
But admit that you would be part of the Soviet Union.
You're saving money on an army because we have one.
Right, exactly.
That's the thing.
Thank you.
Leave Travis alone.
That's where the free fucking healthcare comes from. The fact that they don't have to pump money into a goddamn army.
Because we do.
They got ours. What, are we going to let a country invade our neighbor to the north?
Travis,
It's not that we like you, Canada. It's national defense. It's true.
Travis is apologizing basically for that Stewart guy.
Fuck Travis.
Travis. What's up, Travis?
Oh, not much. Just, as a fellow Canadian, I want to say that guy's a fucking idiot, man. I mean, as for our army, I agree. We got a couple dories out there with some guys sitting in them with 22s, right, shooting at the enemy. It's kind of a joke, but I don't get where these people get off saying this kind of shit. Like, I wish I had more free time so to think up all these things about UFOs and all these conspiracies, because it really is a joker.
Yes, according to Michio Kaku, UFOs are certainly possible, and unfortunately we can't get him on the show because he's on Good Morning.
UFOs, though, I mean, all the UFOs, some UFO sightings could be real, like the actual
All
account.
UFO sightings are real.
No,
it's just an unidentified flying object.
But I mean, like the
You
actual.
mean flying saucers?
Well, the ones with lights,
Spaceships.
the ones that have like headlights.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how do you get a light
ones
bulb?
that have General Electric halogen lamps.
Yeah. It's like you can actually fly around without being detected by anything.
But you can't see.
But when you get out, dude, turn the lights on. Hit the switch.
You need the lights that go around the thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it remarkable? Yeah, like all the weird science fiction movies just nailed it.
Yeah,
They're actually saucers. They're actually saucers. No, I believe that there's other. I'm sure there's life on other planets, but nobody in Texas or anywhere in America ever saw.
We don't know that.
Saucer.
We don't know that. If we are on the ass end, according to Dr. Kaku, there are many different.
Who, by the way, is
universes.
lactose intolerant.
Yes, he is.
Let's not forget. He's a brilliant man, but he has awful milk farts.
Ew.
He has talked about string theory and how there's many different universes.
Yes.
And how there are probably wormholes which connect them. And
I agree with that, but no fucking idiot in Texas saw a fucking
I don't
UFO.
know about that. Maybe that they like to go to Texas because they enjoy the food, Lou.
Sure, they like
Maybe they
Tex-Mex.
enjoy some
Like a
ribs.
little Tex-Mex.
Like a
That's right.
little barbecue.
They don't like black people, and they enjoy barbecue. What better place to go?
The only place you can get barbecue and avoid the Negroes is Texas. Is all of Texas.
Squeezing my cock right now.
Oh,
You're always squeezing your cock.
Why, Jimmy?
He's just pinching the head of it, too, like it's a friend. Like a little kid.
I can come without touching my dick.
What?
Hold on. Are you guys message board guys? Hi.
There's three guys at the end of the bench as if they're making room for a bunch of hot babes that are going to show
Exactly.
up.
There's a bunch of fucking
never
blowjobs
showing
on their
up.
way.
The one guy in the front looks like he just killed some
Hold on
girl.
a minute. Tom in New Hampshire brings up a very good point. Tom?
Hey, Bobby, I just wanted to ask you if you think that there are any werewolves involved in 9/11. Punch it out, guys.
Yeah, Bob. Once again, the werewolf thing. You really creep everybody out. You've heard this, right, Louis?
No.
Bobby swears when he was in Iraq doing his duty for this country,
Yeah.
telling dick jokes, he saw an actual werewolf.
I won't deny the dick joke part.
Yeah.
I don't know if, look, let's put it this way. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't, and I turned to a Marine, okay, who didn't smile the whole time we were over there.
Yeah.
Okay, he was just there to protect us. I go, what was that? He goes, I don't know.
What, like you saw a person, a hairy person?
No, it was like a wolf with a man chest and like a man torso. And it was like higher off the ground.
It's
like
an Arab gentleman.
It was actually.
Don't you understand? They look like that.
It's just
Arab gentleman.
Gentleman.
Just a thin, barrel-chested Arab gentleman.
Could have been something else there, Bob. Why
look,
werewolf?
Well, because a werewolf looks like, is half man, half wolf.
Could it just be a wolf?
No, it had the were in it.
Had to have a were.
You sure it's that W-H-E-R-E? Maybe someone was looking for a wolf.
Werewolf. Jesus. All right, well.
Maybe it was just a deformed Iraqi baby.
Something like that. Probably just some
Do you know?
hairy.
I mean, what
savage.
if they did crossbreed some? It was in the palace, like Uday's palace.
But they had animals.
Which-
Didn't they have their own zoo or
They had a
something?
zoo, yeah.
some
And the
zoos.
thing,
Probably
Some
saw
dumb
a
animal.
monkey.
but this is the thing: is that when the Americans got there, as soon as Uday knew that, they were coming and they were going to take over the palace, he let all the animals out. Like everything.
Right.
And they actually told us when we got there, be careful of lions, because there's a few lions running around the compound. We haven't caught them yet.
Yeah.
Like they went around just shooting all the animals, like the ostriches and the giraffes. They just killed every
ostrich. Get those ostriches.
They are very dangerous.
I hope it was a neck shot.
They have a
I know.
The thing would just tip over his head.
His neck just bent in half, and he was looking at his own asshole for an hour and a half.
As he bled out.
He just felt silly. This is embarrassing. What is this?
Let's go to Rick in Dub Bronx. Rick.
Ramon! Canadians are a bunch of freeloading, free-movement motherfuckers!
He doesn't like Canada.
I think he likes Canada.
Yeah. And of course, all the people saying they physically saw the plane hit. Yes, we don't need your calls today. We're right there with you.
Of course.
How else do you see it with your fucking mind? You theoretically saw it. Fuck you right in the mouth.
Let's go to Jared in New Hampshire. Jared.
Hey, what's up, guys? Love you. Love the show. Linger longer. About the UFOs, man. I think they're not aliens. I'm thinking they're people from the future coming back to check in on us.
Ah.
Right.
And whoa.
Get the sports
wait a minute. If they're coming back to the future, maybe they could have planted explosives inside the World Trade Center, and maybe they could have taken people and put them on fucking time machines and tapes.
Right.
Oh my God,
this is the story of Biff Tannen.
Sir, you mock it. Einstein did not believe time travel was possible. However, they've theorized. I think Einstein did say that if the universe was round, somehow circular, and you could travel around it, you would come back technically before you had left. So the time travel is possible.
Yeah, well, he was a Jew.
Can you do me a
with
favor?
messy hair.
Can I just say something?
Listen to him. Fucking Jew without a comb. Shut the fuck up.
If time travel was possible, I'd go back around 10 minutes ago before Norton called me over to look.
Gave himself an erection?
Yeah, he gave himself an erection and then moved it without touching it. But he's moving it in his pants without touching it.
It's got the twitch.
Yeah,
it really does.
It's the Michael J. Hard-on.
Is a little leftover Cialis in your system there, Jimmy?
Oh, a lot of it.
A lot of it?
Oh, boy. No, I'm just having a good day. Feel good.
Feels good to be all just...
It feels good just to have what I call a juicy mouthful. Anybody want a juicy mouthful?
No.
Nice. You can see the shape of the helmet through his jeans. Just shift it to the
look
Louis
hard
side.
enough. I stopped looking.
I'm not even hard. It's not even hard.
Look,
Look, get Bob. Say like, watch. Let me flex it.
Why are you doing that?
It actually has more muscle than his arm.
Oh, God.
I bet your dick could curl more than your arm.
Bob, same joke twice Fridays.
Hey, you know what? It was very Voss-like, wasn't it? I should have spit when I said it.
Bob Puddle of AIDS came up with a great idea for us today.